Welcome back to another episode of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is Thursday, July 12th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. You know, it feels like I've probably put together a million diets over the years, but never once in my life did I actually think guys might be in the gym actually eating the weights until I saw Akim Williams in action last weekend. True to form, the Brooklyn Beast is looking absolutely gigantic here in the early phases of his off-season program, especially in one of the more recent back training clips we saw him release a few days ago. Even though it may not have shown up in the placings, when you sit down and look at the overall improvements he's made in the 2018 season, it's hard not to come away encouraged if you're an Akim Williams fan. And as long as he can keep avoiding the injury bug and doing what he does best, I don't think we have any reason to think that next year's campaign won't end up being his best yet. I'm someone who wholeheartedly believes that it's up to us to go out and create our opportunities in life. So when I see an athlete like Louise Rodgers working her butt off to go out and create her own opportunities right here and now, I can't help but want to stop and pay homage. After clinching her Olympia berth with that runaway win she had a few months ago at the San Marino Pro, Rodgers has been out there hitting the gym like a one-woman wrecking crew. And as you can see, the results speak for themselves. Even in a division as talent-heavy at the top like we have in figure, I'd like to think there's still room for someone with first-class conditioning to crack the top 10 at the O. So as long as she can keep delivering this same extra-sharp version of Louise Rodgers that we've seen all along, I'd say she probably has a great shot at getting in there and mixing it up with the best the figure division has to offer. I had a conversation earlier this week with someone who just earned their PhD, and they said something that really stuck with me. Success at anything is way less about being extraordinary than most people think, and at the end of the day, it really comes down to how much you're willing to endure. And from where I'm sitting, men's physique all-star Brandon Hendrickson looks like he's in this thing for the long haul. Last year's third-place Olympia finisher is on the long march to Vegas again, where he'll look to take the rest of the best head-on to battle it out for the right to be called Olympia champion and earn his place in the record books. Truth be told, there are really only a handful of guys on the planet who are better than Brandon Hendrickson when he's at his best. But if he can suck it up and endure the sacrifice just a little more, he'll have a chance to go out there on that stage and rewrite history. Well, I know all my Brazilian World Cup fans are foaming at the mouth right now because it looks like their team is a runaway favorite now that we're getting down to the wire. But hopefully they can take a few minutes to stop popping champagne bottles and doing capoeira dances in the streets to pay some attention to Rafa Brandao. The rookie sensation has been an absolute terror so far this year, and the string of top 10 finishes that he's already got on his resume don't even come close to doing justice to how awesome he's been. When you start looking ahead at guys who might be the face of the pro league over the next decade or so, this guy deserves some serious consideration in spite of his small sample size. And if I was going to put money on someone who might come out and really erupt into something special in the 2019 season, here's a guy who's probably right up there at the top of my list. Back in the day, people used to tell me that I should always want to make a good first impression. Whether or not that actually turned out to be good advice is probably up for debate. But if you're a rookie who's about to make your pro debut in the classic physique division, like Nick Cavallaro, a good first impression sure wouldn't hurt. Recently, some new progress photos leaked of the former NPC lightweight standout that showed off some serious improvements in the form of 20 pounds of new stage weight, according to my people in his camp. At almost every show now, this classic physique division is loaded with monsters from top to bottom. But if this kid can show up, play his game, and try to win the battle in the conditioning department, you never know what could happen once the judges start putting these guys through the paces. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.